Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello all, my name is Asri Ratnasari with an IM 88200036 from the ARS University campus. I will read the material for lesson 13 and lesson 14. Whether something is art is rarely a matter of opinion. Art that most people consider to have no intrinsic value can contain a great reservoir of ideas. An invention to someone who sees something special in it. Styles in all the arts rank over a wide spectrum. Some good art is aesthetically unchallenging and easy to understand. Other works are strange forms, totally out of context to everyone but the artist. One artist's portrayal of an everyday object, such as a bouquet of flowers, may be grounded in realism and easily recognizable. Another painter's depiction of the same bouquet may be very abstract, resembling flowers only in the artist's mind. Regardless of the artist's approach, the best art reveals new dimensions of experience and looks at the world from a fresh perspective. In my opinion, it is more effective to achieve that goal by supporting and helping each other, but everyone is different in achieving something. Sometimes there are people who do everything without involving other people, because many teams are also useless if they just listen without contributing. It could also be, for example, studying for an exam. We can focus on memorizing calmly and not making a lot of noise. The creators of grammar, not students of a foreign language, need to be told that grammar is complex by changing word sequence and by adding a range of auxiliary verb suffix. We are able to communicate tiny variation in meaning. We can turn a statement into a question, state whether an action has taken place or is soon to take place, and perform many other word tricks to convey subtle differences in meaning. Nor is this complexity inherent to the English language. All languages, even those of so-called primitive tribes, have clever grammatical components. The Cherokee pronoun system, for example, can distinguish between you and I, several other people, and I and you, another person and I. In English, all these meanings are summed up in the one curt pronoun we. Grammar is universal and plays a part in every language, no matter how widespread it is. So the question which has baffled many linguists is, who created grammar? At first, it will appear that this question is impossible to answer. To find out how grammar is created, someone needs to be present at the time of language's fomenting in immigration. Many historical linguists are able to trace modern complex languages back to early languages, but in order to answer the question of how complex languages are actually formed, the researcher needs to observe how languages are started from scratch. Amazingly, however, this is possible. Some of the most recent languages evolved due to the authentic slave trade. At the time, slaves from a number of different ethnicities were forced to work together under colonizer rule. Since they had no opportunity to learn each other's languages, they developed a makeshift language called a pidgin. Pidgins are strings of words copied from the languages of the Londoner. They have little in the way of grammar, and in many cases it is difficult for a listener to deduce when an event happened, and who did what to whom. A. Speakers to use circumlocution in order to make their meaning understood. B. Interestingly, however, all it takes for a pidgin to become a complex language is for a group of children to be exposed to it at the time when they learn their mother tongue. C. Slave children did not simply copy the streak of words uttered by their elders. They adapted their words to create new, express language. The complex grammar system which emerged from pidgins are termed creoles, and they are invented by children. Further evidence of this can be seen in studying Sign languages for the deaf. Sign languages are not simply a series of gestures. They utilize the same grammatical machinery that is found in spoken languages. Moreover, there are many different languages used worldwide. The creation of one such language was documented quite recently in Nicaragua. Previously, all deaf people were isolated from each other, but in 1979, a new government introduced schools for the deaf. Although children were taught speech and lip reading in the classroom, in the playgrounds, they began to invent their own sign system, using the gestures that they used at home. It was basically a pidgin. A child used the sign revolvingly, and there was no consistent grammar. However, children who joined the school later, when this inventive sign system was already around, developed a quite different sign language. Although it was based on the sign of the older children, the younger children's language was more fluid and compact, and it utilized a large range of grammatical devices to clarify meaning. What is more, all the children used the sign in the same way a new creole was born. Some linguists believe that many of the world's most established languages were creoles at first. The English past tense ed ending may have evolved from the verb do. It indeed might have been it ended. Therefore, it would appear that even the most widespread languages were partly created by children. Children appear to have innate grammatical machinery in their brains, which springs to life when they are first trying to make sense of the world around them. Their minds can serve to create logical complex structure even when there is no grammar present for them to copy. The man was frustrated and disinterested in group work because the rest of the group were not interested in his ideas. The Faculty of Geology was also correct in identifying that group scores did not properly reflect the amount of work the students had done.